Hello, truckers, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. We are continuing our career mode in the International 9900i, painted in international orange. Today we have a load of a boom lift going from Salt Lake City, Utah to Kingman, Arizona. Says it's going to be somewhat on the order of like 8 hours or something like that. Upwards of 9. So let's get on the road, see how much of this we can get done. Maybe we'll just try to get it all done. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and get out of the yard here. If you're just joining the series, our goal for the game basically is to get ourselves to the point where we're able to buy one of every truck, upgrade it as much as we can, and we'll kind of decide what the new goal is after that, if any. This game is mostly about driving trucks around and building up your fleet and building up a company and something and things like that. So once you've gotten one of every truck and you already have kind of a fleet out there, it just becomes the same. Ooh, why are we not turning? Okay, I'm not sure what just happened there. I was trying to turn and it just would not. Okay. Whatever. Anyways, once you basically have one of every truck and you start making really large sums of money, you're past the point where you're doing anything that's new and innovative. You're just iterating on the same thing. So I'm not really sure what the plan's going to be once we get to the point where we have one of every truck. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of trucks to get, so we still have a ways to go before we're done. But yeah, I'm gonna need some suggestions for interesting things that we can do once we get to the point where the main part of the game is no longer that much of a thing anymore. Straight through here, take a right. Oh, I think there's a gate to get out of here. Come on. Gotta love these little things that just have to slow you down. Alright, let's get out of here, get on the road, see how quickly we can burn through this trip. If you may have noticed that the GPS is now located in a different spot. I've switched over to a different one that allows me to mount it up on the top and get it out of the way of my mirror. That was just really bothering me. I like to be able to have that front left mirror as an additional point of being able to pay attention to what's around me. Especially since the side mirrors on this truck are so far out that I can't really see them just by, just as I'm driving down the road, so it allows me to have an idea of what's down the side of my truck. Without having to look to the left to see it. Gotta get through this town, we can get on the freeway. Stuck in traffic. Could just go around this guy, but we're already here at the lot. And then he's slowing down to turn. Why did he need to slow down to do that? I don't know. That's the kind of stuff that gets on my nerves. Get out of the way. Let me drive. Alright, so now we're on a big... it's not a highway or anything. Well, yeah, it says it's a highway. It's kind of weird the way we name roads. Highways, freeways, interstates. Interstate makes sense because they go through different states, but just highway versus a freeway versus just a regular road that looks like a highway, but it's not actually a highway because it hasn't been labeled as a highway. So weird things like that. right. Here we are on the freeway. Speed limit is 70 miles an hour. Yeah, the only unfortunate thing about switching to this particular GPS model is that we're not going to be able to see what our cruise control is set at, so we're just going to kind of... Oh, never mind, it's showing it now. That was not a thing before on this particular... I don't know if there was an update. I haven't updated I haven't updated my mods for a while, so I don't know if there was a recent update with the truck simulator, or if the mods update automatically because I'm subscribed to the mod, or I'm not really sure how that works. But I remember this particular GPS that I was using did not show that before, so that's good. I'm definitely much happier now that I have the GPS kind of out of my line of sight for driving, and it's out of the way of my mirror, and it's, you know, it's not really taking up any serious viewing space on what's out in front of me. I like that much, much better. Very, very happy with that. As I said, the only real thing that that's missing from this is just the miles to the destination. Having the time is better than nothing, but I'd really like to have the miles there. And maybe that's just an arbitrary thing, wanting to have that. It's just a personal preference kind of deal. I want to know the distance to the destination more than I want to know how long it's going to take us to get there. Sort of. I don't know. I'm sure the destination is... I'm sure the ETA is fine. It's fine. I'm just... I tend to be demanding about things, and I want things the way I want them. And I want to know my miles. At least we're back up where it's green. We're not down in the desert anymore. I don't mind being in the desert, but when you're down, we were down there for quite a little bit, and it's nice to be back up where where there's some trees and bushes and stuff. Some trees and green bushes, not just bushes of just. There's plenty of bushes out in the desert, but very few trees. But we're going back up into Idaho. Or are we going back up into Idaho? Where did I say we were going? I don't even remember anymore. So many loads, they all run together. I think we're going back down in the desert, if I remember. Because I was looking at a load that was going up into Idaho, but it was offering 20,000, whereas the load we're doing right now is closer to 30,000. And I was like, well, you know, we're trying to save up money for... Well, we have to save up money for another truck, but then after that, we have to save up a lot more money to expand our garage. So... yeah, that's not going to be cheap. Yeah, that's not going to be cheap at all. I wonder if it would be cheaper to just buy... I gotta see what the price is to buy another garage. Because if it would be cheaper for me to just buy another garage, and then I think when you buy a garage, you get 3 spots. I don't remember. I think when you buy a garage, it starts out with 3 spots and you can upgrade it to a 5 spot, whereas when you start the game with the garage that you have only 1 spot in your garage. You have to upgrade it to 3 and then upgrade it again to the 5 spot. So I think that's how that works, and I think that when you buy another garage in a different location, it starts out with 3, but I don't remember. I'll have to stop the next time I see a garage for sale and see how it works. Because we're definitely going to need another garage at the very least. Because we have, what, 6 or 7 different brands of trucks, and each of those has at least 2 models available. Yeah. I have to take a look at that situation. It's going to require a little bit of research. Doing too bad. Already down to 6.5 hours from the almost 9 that we had before. Need to keep the... What's this guy doing? Oh. Speed limit jumped up to 80. I didn't notice. And here I am wasting time not paying attention. That's always the way it works. I'm like, why is this guy going so much faster than me? Then I looked up at the speed limit on the GPS, and I was like, oh, because it jumped up to 80. Duh. Don't I feel stupid? be sure to check out all those things that just popped up on your screen. Your support is greatly appreciated. Those pop up every 5 minutes, so if you missed it this time, you can catch it the next time it pops up. A decent portion of this, well, I don't know if a decent portion, at least a small portion of this is going to be in the dark. Let's see, let me get over here. Sorry, guy, you got to get out of my way. All right. Eating up the miles. It'd be nice if they had, if I could do like a real-time time lapse for the recording of this, because then I could really, like these long stretches of highway where there's nothing going on, I could just switch over to time lapse mode and whoosh down the freeway. Only problem with that, like, in my mind, it seems like you could just tell the software, switch to a mode where you're only recording X number of frames, 1 frame every whatever time interval, and that's basically how time lapse works. It just cuts out most of the frames and only keeps 1 frame every X number of whatever time interval you need. And I can't see why that would be such a hard thing to do as you're recording, especially if you're not trying to record the audio with it, because that's how I would do it. I would say, just give me the video, and then, you know, it would be it would be a really cool idea if they could figure out a way to do that, and then also have it set up so that you can have a song that is slowed down to the point where it sounds right when you speed it back up for the full speed recording. So it slows the song down at a rate that matches the time lapse that you've set it to. I think that would be pretty cool. Because then we could do pickups of loads in real time, driving through towns in real time, but then when we get on the highway like this, I could switch to time lapse mode and then just, you know, go straight through. Now, I realize that this is obviously completely doable in video editing software, but if you follow my channel for any length of time, you know that I hate video editing, and I pretty much refuse to do it at this point, because I've figured out a number of tips and tricks that allow me to avoid having to do it. I've automated most of the things that I have traditionally used video editing for, so the only reason I would need to do any kind of video editing would be for time lapses, and I'm not gonna, because see, the issue is that in addition to the time that it takes you to actually sit down and do the video editing, it also takes, at least on my machine, it takes about the same amount of time to render a video as it did to record it. So if I record a 30-minute video, it generally takes my computer about 30 minutes to render that 30 minutes of video, you know, assuming I leave all of that content in there. So the biggest reason for the video editing is not just that I don't want to have to sit down and fiddle with messing with my videos and doing all that stuff, sitting down and sifting through my video and finding all this stuff and making these changes and doing all of that, because I have tricks that allow me to create time lapses. I just record separate video files as I play. When I do like back when I was actually doing time lapsing, I would basically press record, and then when I got to a place where I knew I was going to do a time lapse, I would stop the recording, start a new recording, and then once I was done with that, I would stop the recording again and label the file I had just created or mark the file that I just created as a time lapse thing. And then when I pulled it into my editing software, I would have file names that were just file names, and then file names that had like a TL next to it that let me know, oh, that's something you need a time lapse. And that made it really easy, so I didn't have to like actually watch my video all the way through to find the stuff. You know, I always try to find little efficient tips and tricks like that to you know, make things that I'm doing faster and less annoying to do. But, you know, like I said, that's not the only problem with the video editing aspect of trying to get stuff done, because I don't have the kind of machine that allows me to render a video and play a game at the same time. Like some of the older stuff, I was able to do that when I was playing some of the older games that weren't as graphically intensive. I could. But if I'm playing the hunting game, or probably, I don't even think I could play this game and be rendering a video at the same time. And I don't have money for a second machine for, you know, rendering videos and video editing and stuff like that. So it's just, you know, I had to figure out ways to minimize the amount of time it takes me to produce 4 and 5 videos a day, you know? And I am a big fan of, if I can just get it right the first time, I'd rather do that. All right, what's going on here? Why are we slowing down and stopping? So, I looked around for ways to make it so that I was trying to get closer and closer to where I didn't have to do video editing anymore, because if I can, the 90% of what I was using video editing for was putting a logo up in the front of the video, and all of my call to action things, and you see those popping up. Those are actually popping up as I record. So I have a logo set to pop up 5 seconds into my video, and then I have a couple of other screens that pop up after that, and then I just have it set on a timer for every 5 minutes that I'm recording, pop up the call to action, pop up the little call to action thing, and that's it. And that seems to work out pretty well, and that's most of what I was using video editing for. I have it set up to where I can press a pause button and it will transition to a blank screen and pause the recording, and that functions as my as like putting in transitions from scene to scene in the game when I'm doing like my hunting game, or you know, any of the other stuff that I do that requires cuts, and you know, so because there's lots of boring parts that you don't want in a video that isn't this. Obviously, for something like this, putting in cuts would be very weird because it would break up your sense of being on the journey. Time-lapsing would be much more appropriate if we wanted to speed up some of the more boring parts. But like I said, there's no feasible option for that I'm aware of. But the rendering part of video creation, for at least on my machine, I know if I had a more powerful machine that was able to do it faster, it would probably be faster, but on the machine that I have, it takes me the same amount of time to render a video as it does to actually sit down and record the video. So every minute of recording is an additional minute of rendering. It's that just kind of annoying. All right, we're down to 3 hours and 44 minutes of travel time left. I am mildly annoyed that the speed limit is 70 and we're not quite doing that. Bumping back up to 75. We got all these people in the left. Like, this is very true to real life at this point. You got all these people just chilling in the left lane for no reason. Speed limit has dropped to 55, so normally I would ignore the speed limit, but because the traffic is just so ridiculous right now, I don't really have much of a choice. Gotta kind of live with it. I think I'm gonna move over though. We just need to get through whatever this is. Curious to know if I don't think we shouldn't have crossed into California, I don't think. I guess it's possible that we did, but I don't think so. Maybe it's because it's a downhill grade and they're trying to keep people from driving too crazy. Oh, dude. Got lucky that there was no car in the opposing lane, or in the right lane there. All right, yeah, we're back up to 75. So they just had us going slow down the pass there. That's some sun going on right there. Ooh. Gotta get that out of our eyes. Get around these trucks, get back on some serious speed so we can get to our destination as quickly as possible. I think that with the amount of time that we have left, we'll go ahead and finish out this load regardless of how long it may take us to get it done. We can get back up to 75 and preferably stay there. That would be nice. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Alright, there we go. I don't know if I have my lights on or not. Guess not. I've been driving with no lights on, which is fine during the day, but that's not going to work at night. It's hard to tell because the headlights don't really start showing up until it actually gets dark. So the way the game decides to render that stuff is a little bit weird. Like at this time of day in real life, you'd be able to sort of start seeing, especially in these more shadowy parts, you'd be able to start seeing that your headlights are on. But right now we haven't reached the time of day, so it's arbitrarily not drawing the headlights right now. Are we? We're in Phoenix? Or is that just... Are we in Phoenix, or are we... I guess we'll find out in a second. We should have a text name for the city coming up here in a second. We're definitely in a city of some kind. Oh, what did I miss? I missed a turnoff somewhere. I really should turn on the voice thing for this. Ugh. Yeah, let's do that now, because the last thing we need is more of that. So is there a voice navigation? Yeah. Make that English. You know what? Why don't we try that one?
You have arrived at your destination.
Okay. See how that works out.
Use the left lane to stay on the current road. Then turn left.
Oh. Actually gives you, like,
turn left.
More than just turn? Well, that's going to be useful if that actually, like... That'd be nice if that's actually going to be super useful. I think I might leave that on. Maybe that'll be helpful when we get to some of the more confusing things.
Keep right to continue on the current road. Then turn right.
Yeah, that would have been confusing.
Take the next right.
Some of these more confusing things, I don't think that there's a way out of it. All right, what's going on with my headlights here? Oh yeah, no, they're on. It's just... It's hard to tell. All right, we're down to about 2 hours. Ideally, that's only going to be about 5 minutes if we can keep our speed up and not make any more stupid mistakes like what we just did. Well, I won't say we for mistakes. I made a stupid mistake. You guys didn't do anything. I wasn't paying attention. But hopefully now that we have the voice navigation on, we will minimize that happening. Curious to know why there's a rest area right there, but there doesn't appear. I mean, Maybe it's under the maybe it's under what we're driving right now, because I see there's a parallel road to the right of where we're driving right now. Maybe there's some kind of a parking lot or something under the freeway here. Maybe we're elevated. I wasn't paying attention as we were driving through it. Certainly possible. I'm not sure. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What? I barely turned it. What's going on with this truck? Oh, okay. Moving right along. We need to get out of this area and out to our destination here. And that's darkness. Down to an hour and a half. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Come on. Why are we stuck at 55? All right, welcome to Arizona. Come on, guys. We need to get this load delivered. You're really slowing things down. Speed limit's 65, and you guys are doing 60. This is ridiculous. My impatience is epic right now. This is ridiculous. Get out of the way. Move. Move out of the way, please. $55 and a 65. Why are we driving so incredibly slow? Come on. If this truck would get out of my way... Come on, get out of the way, dude. Do not stop, please. Why are you stopping? Enough of that. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's get our bright lights turned on, hopefully. I have the automatic bright lights turned on in the settings. Doing that. This video has already been long enough. We need to get to our destination, drop this off, and be done for the day. We're so close. The last thing we need to do is add another minute or more onto this trip by having to stop. away we go. Oh, there's our destination.
Use the left lane to stay on the current road. Then turn left.
Okay. A little bit confused.
Take the next left. Take the next left.
Okay, cool.
You have arrived at your destination.
I guess we have to back it in here, huh? Okay. Let's get our second mirror up here. Oh, we're gonna have to pull forward. Boo! I was hoping I could get it the first try, but not exactly working out that way. Anyways, hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click that like button so the YouTube algorithm knows that you did and sends the video out to as many people as possible. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, so that when the next video comes out, it will show up in your video feed and you'll be able to watch the video as soon as it becomes available. Channel members do get early access to all of my content, so be sure to click that join button. Check out the list of options that are available there and decide if any of those are right for you. Your direct support is greatly appreciated and a critical component of helping to make this into a full-time gig. Again, thank you very much for your time. Hope you guys are having lots of fun, and I'll see you for the next one.